Yo, 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 Wagwan. Okay, da. Check this. Okay. Yeah, there's a bit of lag on there. Alright, what do I want to do? Plug them up. Probably should plug them into charge. So that's what I'll do while I remember. Can you see me? Can you hear me? What's going on? I wish things would catch up, but hey, laggy, it's buggy. Okay, Mercury retrograde, innit? So, tis what it is for the time being. Oh, Lord. Have mercy on your child. Right. What's this? Light, orbs, all kind of business. Okie dokie. Cool. Scorpio New Moon. Feel like this thing's catching up. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So at least my screen's caught relatively for me because it's throwing me out of sync to see myself 5 seconds behind myself. esync444. Variable synchronicity 444. Where's my gigs? Got my gigs. But I don't really need them to see you. But I was thinking, where's my gigs? Right, anyway, I said it's going to be a quick live, innit? Sharp as you like. Okay, I opened up my Soulfire. I reopened it, I should say. And what I should do is get a real-time chart. So that's what I'm going to do. Give me a real-time clock. Right, yeah. On Eastern Horizon out in these parts in the UK, you have Sagittarius on the ascendant. And we have Libra now. Libra, the supergalactic center on the mid-heaven. Pow! Gemini on the descendant. Yeah, Aries on the IC. Oh, Lord. What is it with me? Right, I've just started this, right? I've been thinking, where have these guys been? Because it's been quiet. I know what it is. The clocks went back. And I'm guessing like they kind of adhered to like start an hour later with the thing and that. And here they go now, just to set it off. But yeah, I live by a construction site that hopefully goes sometime ever. Oh, but yeah, it's been one of them, isn't it? Anyway, everyone's got the trials and tribulations out here. I'm looking at the real-time clock and I've got the sun and the moon. So it's a new moon in Scorpio. The moon's just gone clear of the sun. So the moon's now at 8 degrees, but when they were together, they're at 4 degrees in Scorpio. And they're exactly opposite Uranus in Taurus at 4 degrees Taurus. So yeah, the sun and the moon, 4 degrees, 444. There you go. So I had to come on and do this, didn't I, really, when we say that now? I didn't even think of it like that. Sun 4, moon at 4, and Uranus at 4. Opposite each other in the circle of life, as I call it. It's the zodiac. So yeah, it basically would have caused a clear out, a change, an upheaval, naturally a redistribution. Now I say redistribution, we're probably talking about assets, finances, wealth in regards to yourself and other people, really, because that's what Taurus and Scorpio really deal with. Your things and other people's things. Yeah, definitely. Materially speaking, also worth, value, in regards of yourself and others, and I guess how relationships may work. Definitely, intimate relationships on a deeper level, joint finances and accounts and things like that. That would involve Scorpio. Anyway, let me jump on to my screen to see what I'm looking like. Okay, but yeah, I was reading the screen in it, so I was like, It's looking like that. But yeah, anyway, got my incense burning. Got a bit of frankincense, bit of sage. Ooh, feeling nice, feeling nice. Let me see. Let's see if this works. Let me try this. Oh yeah, there you go. That's the live stream. Wait there, do I have to do that? Tell me I have to do that. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Right, there you go. That's the link for the live stream. Right? Copy and paste that link, send it to where you need to send it to. Yeah, but like that's the stuff that working out how to do. So yeah, new moons, what are they about? Implementing the new, getting things off onto a new setting. Hello, how do we book readings? You drop an email at my email address, esync, so that's esync 444 at gmail.com. So esync444 at gmail. So just drop me a little inbox in my email. Yeah, just email me. Yeah, and I will discuss the terms. But basically, just so people understand who may not have seen this before and how it works, is I need your date of birth, place of birth, and preferably your time of birth as close to the minute as possible. So that's just so people understand what would be required in terms of reading. I take it for granted that people know, but obviously you may not know this. And clearly, if you don't, it's my responsibility to say it, literally. Also, like, right, yeah, you probably can hear it. I can't believe it totally. But right, I was running around, I had breakfast, drank up like some teas and that. Okay, so I got wet up on Friday, basically, yeah. And it killed me up. Like I had the head cold thing going on. I just keep it for real. It's that time of year, isn't it? So I was refusing to go down. Like just absolutely refusing. So I mean, what have I done? I've just basically tried to eat and stay hydrated and yeah, get through it. But yeah, you just need to email me just if you want to book a reading. You can email me there. Literally, I'll say it again, esync444. So esync is ESYNC444 at gmail.com. Obviously, I was actually thinking about getting a site set up because it's something that I'm definitely like looking to do in the future. But that's just talking about future things. Right, why did I want the ephemeris? Well, basically, I know that Mercury's going to go retrograde. But when you can see it visually, let me show you what these things look like. Random day in time, 20 years ago. I say it's a random day in time. Is anything random? No, because Uranus was probably square to where it is now, 20 years ago, because that's kind of how it operates. All right, let me jump to days and times. I mean, I got the stuff on the computer and all this, like, but you know. All right, so let me look at my ephemeris. That's November, so literally days off that page. Okay. Whoop. The 28th, Monday. Oh, right. Okay. So Greenwich Meridian time is now in function. We had the clocks go back. Yeah. I'm not sure if I said that. So the clocks went back on Saturday/Sunday. And I love that day because normally I love to make the most of the extra hour. And kind of just slipped my mind like crazily because it doesn't line up with the equinox, always lines up with like the half term. Oh yeah, so that's some interesting thing. The young ones will be off for certain sections depending on which council, you know, sets their holidays. At least here in the UK anyway. I'm not sure how you'll be doing it elsewhere. Let's look at this day. Right. Anyways, the Mercury retrograde I was just talking about. I know I fly all over the different topics. Hey, people joining. Hello. What's a comment? Check me out. Hi peeps. Looking in the ephemeris, just checking out this Mercury retrograde situation, because I don't I can do like look at things all the time or in great depth, but okay. So it's gonna go retrograde. Mercury, yeah, it's the planet of communication. Just for those that don't know, it's probably like the most well-known kind of base intermediate level topic of introductory astrology, where people hear about it other than I am a Leo or I am a Sagittarius or something like that. Right, so the planets, yeah, every sign correlates to planets in the solar system, and this being the case, Mercury deals with Gemini and Virgo. Generally, it likes to be mainly said. Drink some water, man. Let's keep this hydration going. Like, I was gonna say forgive me for drinking water, but if I've got to be forgiven for that, then boy, just leave it out, and leave it out. So yeah, it looks like it's gone from 27 to 11, roughly. Yeah, according to this, it's 2736.5 all the way back to 11.53, So yeah, basically from like 27 to 11 degrees. So it's normally about 10-15 degrees of Mercury retrograde. This one seems to be flying back. Well, it will be flying back. So it's going to last until middle of November, or let's say the middle of November. The 18th, it'll go direct on the 19th of November. So things are about to get a little bit hectic in regards to communications, travel, transport. And Geminis and Virgos, or people with planets in Gemini and Virgo, will probably notice this substantially. I've come to feel this through my time doing looking at things and noticing the patterns and sequences. So let's have a look. Anything else interesting that coming up? Neptune goes direct next month, but that's not particularly well, it could be at the time. It doesn't seem to have a major significance at this point in time. We're just looking on the particular alignment. It's weird. So I've seen the chart, so I'm just looking at it on paper, really. Get my brain back in that gear. So yeah, they're sextile. So Saturn and Neptune are sextile each other. And I spoke to somebody a while ago, and that's it. They was at a fair, and it's regarding crystals and just other stuff that she was selling. And I said to her, like, I fancy that you probably have an aspect between Saturn and Neptune. Spiritual side being Neptune, the physical side and the hard rocks being Saturn. And long story short, I was right about that. Actually looked it up, and it turned out it was like a partile sextile, which basically just means an exact sextile. But I just intuitively had that thought, like at the time when I was standing at the counter, and I did buy a few crystals from her, actually, to be fair with you. I need to give, I've got an idea where they are, but that's one thing I've not located right now. Oh, naughty me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where they are, but it's one of those, like I say, I felt to have them with me. Oh gosh, that sound, yeah, literally just years now. Years, that's all I'm gonna say. Years. You got a guy down there that likes to do a thing, and then someone back there that likes to do a thing. You just gotta push through it. This is what Scorpio's about: digging deep, digging deep. So yeah, I was here when he was digging the foundations for those properties over there, and that's kind of probably like one of the worst parts to get through. And then they've been putting up on all kind of different parts of it, so it's been challenging. I mean, all you want really is just your peace, and these guys like 6 days a week. Yeah, it's a lot. And then the other guy comes in, does his thing in crazy hours as well. Yeah, Oh, don't get the ephemeris wet. So yeah, Mercury's basically pretty much stationary. It's not exactly stationary officially, really, because it's got to go on to the 27th degree. It's on the 26th degree today. So Saturn and Neptune. I guess that's me like doing this really. Stabilizing or making a disciplined effort to make a broadcast and have all the bits and pieces in place. So like I've got my ephemeris, I've actually got my cards, books. Well, yeah, I always got some crazy books about, but like nothing too much actually at the same time. I mean, literally in the sense of I didn't think about bringing the whole thing to the party. Just thought a few bits and pieces that I'd like to have. What I'd really like is some music because it would help block that out. But then this is the whole discrepancy with YouTube, you see. Like you play music and you don't directly, yeah, it gets political. Don't want to speak about politics per se. But yeah, it gets political. But no, should be making some music at some point. And yeah, try and specialize and make something for the channel. And then that way I can have it playing in the back of the videos or something to help. Yeah, instrumentals at least anyway. Yeah, I'll probably play some instrumentals and stuff just to kind of like calm the mood. Right, breathing, there we go. Okay, meditated. I had some meditation. Well, I do tend to meditate. It's not something that's totally foreign to me. But no, I went to a meditation group, a men's meditation group. That was it. It's kind of like the introductory day, and I thought I would join in, and it was actually like a great experience. Really, it was nice to be with a bunch of other guys because there's nothing actually that's being wrong with like both genders, like men and women. But it's just good to see the guys down there that I did see, and it was actually ran or led by a woman anyway, so it wasn't like there wasn't no female participation. But yeah, it's just something for guys to step into themselves, push your chest out, yeah. Well, yeah. So literally that's it, man. Own it, like really own it. But no, it was a good thing. Yeah, I want to say it was a really good like. In fact, yeah, I'll keep it very real. I sat by the door where there's a bit of a draft in it. Like I was like one of the last guys there. I was a little bit not too late actually. I got there I think just about on time, but you know, yeah, I thought let me sit down real quick. So I grabbed them out, sat down, and I realized I was like right by the door, and there's like a crack like under the door as you get, you know, it's a normal thing. But yeah, he told me to sit right by it. You know, it's winter time now. I had this, as I spoke of, head cold thing going on because I got wet on Friday. And then, yeah, I'm sitting there and I was thinking about Bruce Lee and that. Right. I think Bruce Lee's got like something around 27 degrees Scorpio saying that. So he's probably like communicating to us. And yeah, like how he generated heat, and the monks how they generate heat in their body, like when they meditate, and how they can, you know, I don't know if it's like Reiki exactly, but just the element of mind over matter and breathing. So that's something I need to focus on. So yeah, let's talk about meditating and breathing. So I take a time to just sit back and not say a word for a second. Just listen. Listening's good. Type something if you feel to type something. By the way, anybody that's watching, share links if you would like. It'd be really appreciated. So let me look back at. In fact, you know what? Let me get bits of kit out. It's point in having kit if you ain't gonna use it, son. Come on. What are you playing at? There we go. Yo, governor. We got this. Got this. We got this. Ding 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 ding. All right. Discard. Don't want to see that. Close that down. open this up. Probably could use the phone to do this, but I'd rather use this. Do this. Right, so basically I'm just going to try and open up a chart. Yeah, there we go. So I've got a chart. So what I can do real quick is edit the birth data, put in today's days and details. So I'm doing something that astrologers will be familiar with doing, or astrology enthusiasts. It's basically just going on astrodeans/astro.com. So one or the other, both titles are applicable. astrodeans.astro.com. 28 October 2019. Time do I want to put in? Yeah, I'm going to put in the time of the new moon itself, just so I can look at it in its own merit. I know it was there. In fact, I'm going to put the minute after just so the moon's in the right place. Change the location to my, in fact, no, bonnet, just do that, that'll do. It's in London, but yes, it's also for now. So yeah, in London, it's actually, this is actually quite interesting actually. For London, the angles are actually on the cardinal points. So the cardinal points are basically the start of Libra, the start of Aries, the start of Cancer, and the start of Capricorn. Yeah, and it's on 0 degrees in London. So it reads very interesting to look from there. So what will I do anyway? So I've been on for a good minute, a bit longer than like was intentionally planning. But I did actually think what I should do a little mini forecast. There we go. So for people who know astrology, they'll understand what I'm doing, the mechanics of what I'm about to do. But like for people who don't really get astrology, like they'll just be thinking like, where am I getting this from? I'm just going to talk about what a new moon in the 12 houses means for each of the signs, or could mean. In fact, it definitely have some significant noticeable shift because you've got Uranus opposite the sun and the moon. So whatever house you have Scorpio and Taurus in, actually, so kind of like, yeah, earth and water houses, whatever house you have Taurus and Scorpio in will be affected in the chart. We're going to talk about it from the point of your sun sign. So got this here. This will make it easy for me. Visual identification. Scorpio, sun sign speaking, yeah. Not if you, so your rising sign, just to clarify, rising signs are actually what I would use if I have your birth time. If you know your rising sign, use your rising sign as the first probably point to go off. Use your sun sign as the second. You could do it the other way around. Some people do, but yeah, I'll just say that for now because that's kind of the general practice. So anyway, if you're not knowing, just going along with the sun sign motion, Scorpio, your first house, it's going to be definitely some kind of change in identities. Well, both houses, 7th house will have an effect. Partnerships, 1st and 7th house. Yeah, so identity, self, things that you're going to do, things that you're looking to initiate, things that come from your own will. So yeah, that's having the sun in Scorpio. Now the moon in Scorpio is basically like drifting past, and about 2 weeks time from now, if it's not been apparent what it is, it will be more apparent, very much more apparent. This applies for all signs, but I thought I'd just start say it from here. So yep, Scorpio, your first house, definitely some kind of change for your identity, personality. Yeah, maybe how you present yourself. So this applies to Scorpio risings, pretty much. Then Libra, it's in your 2nd house. So I'm going to go backwards with the signs, forwards with the houses, because it makes it easy for me to just think about it in this way. It's just is what it is today. So Libra, it's going to be in your 2nd house. This means that your finances, your values, your possessions, money, things that you kind of invested some kind of value into, they're going to have some kind of somewhere where you can plant a new seed, essentially, somewhere to way to get going. So if you're a Libra rising or a Libra sun sign, this is definitely going to be something that's in your consciousness. And also other people's money, joint finances, accounts, debts. Eighth house can deal with that. Sixth house can deal with the debts too, but the eighth house can deal with it as well. So yeah, you're gonna might be wanting to readdress your debt situation and earning money situation and redress the balance and yeah, push forward with something that might have been taking quite a long time to get going. I can imagine it might not have been something that's unfamiliar with you, but now is probably a good time you can really get something done about it. So I'll say that definitely. Yeah. So for Virgo, yeah, Virgo this month, you're basically gonna have a situation where it's gonna fall into your third house, this new moon, Scorpio new moon. So this should affect like your communications, you travel. Well, this new moon is gonna actually be something for a Virgo because you got Mercury going retrograde as well. So Mercury rules Virgo as a sign. So when Mercury goes retrograde, Virgo has a situation where it has to go over things. So you're going to probably re-looking up communication, family, siblings. You're talking about cousins, brothers, sisters. Sometimes aunties and uncles fall into the third house. So there's going to be a situation where there might be communication, transport, or something like that. Everyday life also falls into the third house, like your local environment as well. Watch out for changes and redirections there, Virgo. Leo, it's going to be in your fourth house. So the fourth house deals with family, home, your mother, the past, the roots, origins. Yeah, so it could be a change at home. You could be looking at doing something differently in regards of your fourth house, 10th house axis is talking about work and home. So Uranus will be roughly in the 10th house. Whereas yeah, the sun and moon in Scorpio will be in the fourth house, strictly speaking, especially if you're Leo rising. So yeah, work and home career is definitely going to be the balance of the shift or something, how that's being managed for you, Leo. Yeah, that's a classic home life, work life balance. So Cancer, if it's 410 for them, then for you, it is 511. Yeah, I'm going forward in it for the houses. So yeah, this talks to creating, making things, children, creative expression. So and then the 11th house speaks to networks, people that you kind of friendship groups, people that you are like-minded with. There's going to be changes in those areas, or at least like possibly places where you can plant seeds and make an advancement in that area if you're a Cancer. So Cancer rising, this applies, and Cancer sun sign, this definitely will apply to you too. So yeah, things that you have passionate love from the heart that you really enjoy, that's the fifth house, just like your creative passion, like Scorpio to Cancer is the fifth house. So yeah, it's going to be things what you want to create or make, or things I've been thinking about indulging or just going out, and then also reconnecting with friends. So yeah, you may be having a situation with Uranus in Taurus sextile to Cancer where you may be involved in groups and things like that that have similar agendas to you in terms of ideals. So yeah, Gemini, give you a go now. It's the sixth house and the sixth and 12th house. So it's going to be talking about work and routines, and I mean debts can be there, but like yeah, how you make money for a daily living. People that you have to pay out also seem to fall into the sixth house. Ailments can tend to fall into the sixth house. So you may want to like sort out a new health regime or look at about how you go about running your day. And if we're talking about Gemini, then yeah, there's definitely going to be a shift there because Mercury will also apply to you as it does to Virgo. With it being retrograde, then I have to rethink things, slow down, and really take it easy. Now, this new moon having Mercury pretty much stationary, although it's not retrograde. So I think I could say over the time it'll be fine, but when Mercury does go retrograde, you know, it's pretty much in the shadow period for the last week. So you've probably been feeling it. So yeah, Gemini, work routine. So how this could be balanced out anyway, the 12th house situation where Uranus is, maybe like your spiritual practices, time alone, isolation to sit down, rethink, rejig. Yeah, just like meditating, just basically to a space where you can really just like let it go. There you go. Pisces is about submission and letting things go. So the 12th house kind of speaks to that element of like between balancing out your work routines and everything you try to do, you're not going to be able to try to do it all. So let some things go and it will work itself out. I'm pretty much sure of that because there's no other way. Right. Taurus, for you, yourselves, this full moon is going to fall in the 7th house. There we go. So that's partnerships and relationships. So it's going to be 7th house and 1st house in the sense of like Uranus is in the 1st house if you're Taurus rising, and Taurus sun as well. So if your birthday is basically late April, May, up until about the 20th, 21st of May, you could still possibly a Taurus. But yeah, all of those people are going to be dealing with, yeah, so you Taurus, let me speak to you directly, Taurus. It's relationships, people that you have partnerships with. This could be work partnerships, legal partnerships, marriage partners. There's definitely going to be opportunity there if you maybe say if you're a single Taurus, if you're actually involved, there could be some changes drastically due to the fact that Uranus is in Taurus and most Taurians probably have not really known what's hit them, especially the ones born in April in the early part of Taurus. So because Uranus has basically gone through like 5 or 6 degrees of Taurus, so people's planets that are there have been definitely rattled. If you've got planets in 4 or 5 degrees, 6 degrees Leo, and the same in Aquarius, so the first 6, 7 degrees in Aquarius and the first 6, 7 degrees in Scorpio, you definitely had some situations where you may not have expected anything to have arisen, and it's all of a sudden been like life changing or out of the blue. May have been long coming really with Uranus. It just throws events into the works where you really have to do change things. As an old, if I could call him a buddy, David Palmer, kick in the nuts is basically what he called Uranus. You won't see it coming. Now, the honest truth is you possibly will, because it's kind of like a buildup of energy in a certain place. So once it's not being dissipated in any way or given away to have freedom to express itself, it will come out in kind of like a shocking event. It could be an accident or incident or something of that nature. So do find ways to entertain your Uranus, because it can give you problems if you don't. It's a bigger planet than us. So that's all I'll say where that's concerned. Oh, Aries. So I have to get back round to Sagittarius. Okay. Stay with us. I'll get with it. Aries. If you got a full moon in Scorpio, yeah, then 8th house. 8th house speaks to sex, death, taxes. I always speak about it so kind of cold and bluntly. But basically, yeah, intimate relationships, joint finances, other people's money and possessions, and values as well. There are 8th house matters that kind of like relate to Scorpio. So Aries, you're going to see the change like a bit like a Libra, I guess, with yourself in terms of how you're earning money, where Uranus is in your 2nd house. But then the sun and the moon is going to shine illumination to the 8th house matters. So yeah, the 8th house matters, as I said, can be to do with your secrets even as well, actually. Stuff like that. Just the really deep rooted trauma and yeah, things that you like in your psyche that like really basically let's check this out. Let's read this right. Aries, Scorpio. Yeah, definitely. If you're Aries sun or Aries rising. So anyway, yeah, the balance out, like I say, really will be how you work on earning your own finances and where you put your own values and how they probably be radically changing because you have Uranus in your second house. So Aries, that's definitely something you need to probably be aware of. Also, yeah, like I did, it does rule with sex, death, taxes, and all this kind of stuff. Just be careful, obviously. If it's naturally meant to happen, then things will happen. But otherwise, like, don't be overly risky because Aries is a fire sign that can like to do too much. Leo and Sagittarius being the other fire signs, and you got Jupiter in Sagittarius, so it's making a connection to planets in the fire signs. Jupiter is the planet of too much, really. So it's just the fact that it makes a smooth aspect with Aries and Leo. So next in line is Pisces. So you're not last today, Pisces, because I like to mix it up. Yeah, ninth house. So yeah, 8th, 9th house. 9th house, so opposite that'll be the 3rd house. So for you, Pisces, you could be thinking about your long-term vision, future, beliefs, higher ideals. Yeah, this is where the full moon in Scorpio will affect a Pisces. Definitely. So you could be thinking about traveling abroad is something that's very common with the 9th house illumination of a sun and moon, new moon there. But somewhere where you might want to get away. But you've also got Uranus in the 3rd house. So that will speak to, could be, yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, it might just be a suitcase at the door and you're off. But like with some of these aspects, like, yeah, a Mercury going retrograde, I would really double, triple, quadruple check plans and probably like, I don't know, I hate to say set it out. It might be the best time for you to go. There you go. I've had enough wisdom to know if it's the time when you're meant to go and maybe things are going to go haywire no matter what, then you might want to take the time off, Pisces. That might be a clever idea. That's just come to me. I've not really thought that one through. Just went intuitive with that all Pisces style. Take it how you like. So, yeah, Aquarius. Yeah. If I've got to give you a forecast for this, then it's in... Well, it's in 10th house, isn't it? Yeah. 10. Yeah, so that's work, career, public reputation, how you're known, how you're seen publicly. So there could be some change in this if you're an Aquarius rising or an Aquarius sun. You may be coming to more visible prominence of, prominence, yeah, being known, eminence, probably a better word, but yeah, you'll be known or be seen possibly through this time with the ideas or the career that you're trying to forge ahead with. But transformation is probably something that's going to like be a situation because Uranus, 1, is very much tied to Aquarius, and 2, Scorpio is tied to transformation. So it could be quite a radical, significant shift for you, Aquarius. And the 4th house as well, being involved with the 10th house opposition of it all. Yeah, home and family could also be a situation. So yes, the work-life, home-life balance again for you, Aquarius. So yeah. Then so Leo, Aquarius, the opposite ends of the scale spectrum. Capricorn. This is falling in your 11th house. So guess what for you, Capricorn? Networks, friends, higher ideals, the Aquarian related principle of groups. These kind of things are going to be having a new look at. New seeds can be planted there for you, Capricorn. So yeah, this is definitely, like I would say, a time where you may be having to relook at that, really, with the Mercury being stationary. But also, actually, I mean, if you think about Sun opposite Uranus, as well as Moon opposite Uranus, and I guess everybody will have to look at this. You got your higher ideal intuition, thinking that don't think from your spirit and your heart, opposite your consciousness and your unconsciousness. So yeah, there might be a radical awakening about what your heart really feels. So Capricorn, I've noticed that I've said this in terms of your reading, but it probably does apply to everybody. But yeah, how your heart truly feels, which Capricorn don't really like divulge to anybody and everybody whatsoever. And yeah, who you really identify with and what kind of groups and people you may want to have future dealings with who can help you move and advance forward in the places you want to be. So anyway, Capricorn, I'm going to move on to Sagittarius. And yeah, that will wrap things up actually. Let's keep this video not too long, probably within the 44-minute spectrum. So Sagittarius, the most impatient sign, and I've made you wait till last because of the nature of how the houses work. Sagittarius is going to be in your 12th house. So 12th and 6th house are going to be places for you to kind of be looking at. 12th house deals with the spiritual, the unseen. Yeah, it's going to be sacrifice actually. Basically, yeah, there might be something you want to like let go or take time out to have space because of the 12th house situation where it's it's a blowout of energy. There you go. So once the sun comes back into Sagittarius after it's gone through Scorpio, then things will be live and kicking for Sagittarius. But for now, basically fall back for a bit if you feel the need, if you are a Sagittarius rising in particularly, or a Sagittarius sun. And work as well, or routines, having Uranus in your 6th house, definitely going to be or could be a change there where you could take advantage of looking deeply into how you've been doing things and just rejig it. Yeah, give it a rejig. Take the time out, work out how you're going to rejig your daily balance and meditating, spiritual prayer, all of this kind, whichever your alternative kind of Piscean type what's the word? Yeah, Piscean type remedy, alternative ailment. Like, yeah, that might be something you want to look at, Sagittarius. Anyway, I got through the 12 signs and hopefully it didn't take too long doing it. Seems like we've got a couple more people here. So I want to say thanks, guys. I can type. Joke is right. There's such a lag right on the screen that I'm not even seeing what's coming up. So before I even press enter, there we go. So thanks guys for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. Tell me who says those words. Can you leave your... Oh yeah, man, slipping in it. My bad. Of course I can. Slipping. esync444 at Gmail. But let me just put in capitals. The lag on this thing. Come on, son. There we go. Put caps lock on. esync444 at gmail.com. Bam. There we go. Oh, yeah, the email is in the description. But there you go. There's another one. Don't know what it's just done to my picture there. There you go. And then I'll do it in small as well. No worries. Cool, man. Cool. Thank you. Yo, yeah, people. I'm just gonna like get swinging with my day 2 because we actually rolled up to that 44-minute point. So I'll just drop my email again. But yeah, like that was great fun. Might get back and do this a bit more often. Just try to set up the base and space the way that like I would like it to be, and that way I can keep pushing. And yeah, I've got many things to do. Mercury's going retrograde, so that ain't nothing to play with. What I will say there is that I've got plenty of old stuff to be going over that I bought for future purpose use, and now seems to be the time where that future purpose is going to apply. So yeah, stay forward and look out for some of the new things I'm going to be introducing, because yeah, I kind of prepared for this time. There's my 44 seconds, 44 minutes I should say. So let me dip it out now. Or smoothen that. Maximum love, blessings, peace, light, esync444. Yo, thank you for being here. And yeah, get at me in the email. Tell me what you want to see, and I'll see if it works with what I want to do. And you know, we'll try and meet along the same terms. Yo, so much thanks, so much love, so much big up, so much everything. Peace and love. I'll get you on that 44 second there because I'm sweet like that. Clap.